so strategic to the management of the entire university, and they are also so strategic in promoting the academic excellence in our system. And it is the responsibility of all of us to join hands together to make sure that these issues that I'm going to raise with you people, we should at least put head together to make sure that at the end we get some kind of recommendations that can help all of us to implement some of these issues at our various departments and to ease our work and to promote efficiency in the system, to also keep our students updated in whatever we are doing in this university. I have 10 important issues to talk about, and these are the issues that cut across all the faculties. There are some faculties that have attended to some of the issues, either completely or partly, and there are some issues that look new to some faculty. But in any case, at whatever stage we find ourselves, whether you are already applying this or not, what I know, there must be need for improvement in whatever we are doing. And that is why I have to bring this to our attention. And the first one is about staffing situation in the university. Staffing situation in the university, first of all, I want all of us to know here that every department in this university is having shortage of staff. Every department. And the situation, even at the national level, is not encouraging for us to improve in the employment or recruitment of staff. And the only openings that we have in trying to increase or improve our staffing situation is to bring people through sabbatical or visiting. But then, some people that we have engaged on sabbatical and visiting are also not being paid. I know of somebody that even finished his sabbatical completely with us here, from the beginning to the end, he has not been paid. But we are following up on that. But the issue is, I don't want all of us here to think that whenever there is shortage of staff, the only way for us to address that situation is to recruit. And this is the mindset of everybody. That there is no staff, then the only way for you to get work done in your faculty or department is to recruit staff. That is wrong. It's not true. So we need to change this orientation. We need to be proactive. We need to be creative. And we need to engage collaboration. So these three must come together to address shortage of staff in our various departments. And this is what is even applicable everywhere in the world. There is no any university in the world that has the complete number of staff that they need to train their students. So they collaborate, they use their creativity, and they are proactive. When I say proactive here is that sometimes some of us wait until when the semester starts. People will now start writing to the office of Vice-Chancellor, they will have social courses, no lecturer to teach. You need to plan ahead, first of all. Now we want to start our second semester. the best thing is by now, we should have the list of all the courses that we have staff to teach. We should have all the list of courses that we don't have staff to teach them. Then for those courses that you don't have staff to teach, what should you do if there is no recruitment? And we have our e-learning directory that we have put in place. And there are many departments that are already using that avenue to solve the situation of their staff, staffing situation in their department. We have seen a case of a department that is using a resource person from UK to teach about 3 or 4 courses in their department here. And there's no any complaint. But some of us, we are sitting down here, there are university close by here. We cannot identify a resource person that will be engaged. And when we are saying resource person here, this is another option, aside sabbatical and visiting. Because we use either from our e-learning charges or our IGR to pay some of these people. We don't wait for federal government convention to pay them. And many departments have been addressing their service situation in this manner without any problem. But some departments are sitting down, just waiting that a recruitment will be done before they can improve their. So that's, I want us to quickly change our mindset and make sure that we are proactive, planning before the session or before the semester starts. You have to be creative also. For example, now that we say, okay, you can engage any resource person from another university. With our e-learning platform that we have, there are many options you can choose for your resource person that want to engage in teaching your student here. Somebody can be in his university from his office and teach your students here. We have the facility to do that. The person can even be invited to come to this university the way we have been inviting external examiners to come. When he comes, he goes to our lecture studio, deliver his lecture, it will be recorded, edited, and uploaded on the Google Classroom for our students to access. This is being done already. And all these resource persons, if they give the lecture, and after the lecture, when it comes to examination, you can use the option of online exam for them. You can use the option of online exam for them. And the online exam here, you don't need to bother yourself with who will mark. The system will give the result immediately. So the person you engage as a resource person is only just to deliver the lecture and then set the exam, let the exam be online. We don't need to even wait for him to come and start marking sleep for us. We have the facility to do that. Recently, over 22,000 of our students wrote their exam online successfully. In fact, if you keep 1,000 invigilators in place, they cannot perform more than the system that we have in place now in invigilating students. What the system will bring out for every candidate during that online exam, no any human being can bring some kind of assessment out. Because whatever you do during that examination, even up to the video of what we are doing when we are writing the exam, we can display it for you. So we have the facility now that we don't need to suffer ourselves. So there is no need for us to sit down and say, this course, no lecturer, we are waiting. University must engage somebody to teach any course. If somebody is engaged to teach any course, we pay him the honorarium, if it's on monthly basis or weekly basis, depending on how the arrangement is. And the moment the person finishes the lecture, set the questions through the coordination of the Directorate of E-Learning, and put the examination online. We don't need to bother ourselves waiting for marking scheme and also scripts and whatever, or the result sheets. The system will mark. You can download the result sheet easily, and it's more transparent with greater accountability, and there's no issue of corruption inside. In fact, some lecturers that are corrupt have started complaining that this online thing that people bring, how are we going to be helping or something? Because there's no, you can't go and give anybody money for anything there. And this will make students to sit up. Yeah. Because you can't go to anybody's office to say this and that. The way we have been suffering before when it comes to GST exam, all those things have been put behind us. When there's GST exam, you'll be hearing all sorts of stories. Missing scripts, some students going to some lecturer to bribe them, and results are being delayed. Sometimes we have to be arranging for conference marking. All this, we are not suffering ourselves to do that today. Why? Because we are being creative now, and that has solved so many problems. So this is what is expected of all of us at every department, to think of what will be our proactiveness, what will be our creativity in this. And any department can choose whatever options you want to engage your resource person. Do you want them to stay in their university and lecture your student? It's just a matter of the e-learning directory to make all the necessary, how the lecture can even be downloaded directly here, and even possible uploaded on the Google Classroom, or the person will just directly teach the students wherever they are. They can use the Google platform to attend their classes. And if the person wants to come down here to go to our lecture studio where he will deliver his lecture to be recorded, edited, and uploaded on Google Classroom, that is all. You just come once and for all. The only thing is, either on weekly basis or so, he can go to the platform to see whether students have dropped comments, harvest all the comments, attend to them, and drop it again back. You have interacted. So some people may say, oh, there is no interaction between lecturer. That is also interaction. If your lectures have been recorded and uploaded in the Google Classroom, you also go and see whether comments have been dropped by students. Harvest all those comments, treat all of them together, and send it back. Those that send comments will look for where you have attended to their issue. This is easily done. We should not just wait and be wasting time unnecessarily. So many universities have started adopting this to ease the academic exercise. There was a day here when ABU called me that I should come and examine a PhD student. I told them, yes, not that I'm not interested in examining a PhD student, but the issue is, if I have to travel to Zaria for that exercise, I'll use 3 days. To travel 1 day, to do the examination there 1 day, and then come back 1 day. But instead of that, if they agree, I can stay in my office 3 hours to examine the students. And that was the option we used. In fact, we did not even spend up to 3 hours. We finished everything. So instead of suffering yourself, going, coming, and spending a number of hours or days. So many institutions now have started using that creativity to avoid all this unnecessary fixed mindset that most of us have. So we just have to start looking for how we can address this issue of shortage of staff. If you have any course that no lecturer to teach, get any university nearby where you have somebody that can be engaged as a resource person. If you do his lecture, and then liaise with our Directorate of e-learning for his question, and then the exam should be online. We are not going to bother him to come and mark any exam or come and submit any slip or whatever. So this is the way to go. And I'm even giving this as my own suggestion based on experience across the world. But there are so many other options that most of us should try to learn about. And we want to see people bringing new ideas to the system. But most of us these days, because we are not being proactive, we wait until when we are at the point of the problem. That is when we'll be looking for what will be the solution. It shouldn't be. Last time I called some officers of some strategic unit in this university, and I told them that we have admitted 8,000 students this year. And all of us, we know that whether we like it or not, these 8,000 students, in the next 3-4 years, they will be in final year. And every student will graduate after producing a research project at the final year, which means somebody, a lecturer, has to supervise them. Now with this population that we are having, you have a department where one lecturer may be supervising 50 students. What are we thinking? How are we going to handle them? Is there anybody thinking on how this should be handled? And there are softwares now that have developed for auto grading, for similarity screening, for originality tests of work. How many of us are thinking of this for now? So that even if you are giving 100 students, it's not stressful. You have solved that software. The most important thing, let the students work be researchable, be able to bring out objectives that can be achieved. There should be a clear methodology of the research. Then whatever jargons the student will bring, subject it to that. If the student copy anything anywhere, that will tell you. In fact, from every document that student copy, there will be percentage of what you have copied from that. And this is how to force your student to go and be original in their thinking and bring it to work. But some of us will sit down until when we get there, then you will not think it's not possible for you now to start looking at student project from one page to the entire page. In fact, the issue of correcting spellings and grammatical error, everything, the system will do it for you. The system will highlight everything for the students. In fact, at the end, you can even bring out the screening results for the students. Okay, this is what you have submitted. You don't need to go into looking at everything. One sheet will tell the student the result of his work he has submitted to. And all the material that student consulted, every material, there will be percentage of the similarity test that the system will give. So we should start thinking of that. How can we bring in that software? So that every department will have it. And when it comes to supervision time, it's a matter of you have a room or office where even if the software cannot go around everybody, anybody can go put your student work there, bring out the result, and give it to the student. The student will go and work on whatever need to be improved. So this is what we need to be doing. It's not sitting down until when the time comes. People will start complaining. I'm supervising 50 students. Who told you cannot even supervise 1,000 students? The system has come to that level that you can do all this thing easily. Because if we didn't start now, that is when the serious corruption will come. Where some people will go and be sending students to other universities to go and be copying people's projects and come and submit. But these days, wherever you go to copy anything, it's going to be subjected to some of these tests. If the departments are not doing that, in fact, at the central level, it's going to be done. And it will be an embarrassment, to the faculty or the department. So, I've told the Director of Academic Planning, MIS, ICT to start developing some of this software for virtually all activity in this university. So that at the end, if departments are not ready to bring any genuine idea on how to handle this, no problem. Whatever your students are producing, you come to the center, those things will be screened. And whatever result that is out of it is the department or faculty and the student that will go and handle that. So we need to be thinking ahead so that we'll be meeting up to addressing our challenges at the right time. So the issue of shortage of staff is something that is across all the universities in Nigeria. And I can tell you, federal government is not ready to solve this problem for us. In fact, they are even ready to compound it. Yes, if the Federal Ministry of Education will say all universities should double their admission quota, and that's why they say they are encouraging us to go into a blended learning. And with blended learning, you must double your admission quota. Now we that we admitted this year 8,000, if we are to double that means 16,000. So, and before the Federal Ministry of Finance Education mentioned this, we have started doing what they are saying. And that's why we are not finding anything difficult. Look at the way our students in their various houses just attended the online exam without any stress. And it means we say no, we want to use this CBT we are doing. It's not going to be funny. We have seen cases where students are lining up, fainting, they are taking them to hospital, giving them oxygen, just because they want to write CBT exam. And this one, immediately we are sure that we have admitted 8,000. And I say no, CBT is not the way to go. We have to change from that. After summon my technical people, we started brainstorming. What are we going to do? And we came up with this idea of online, and it worked perfectly. About 22,800 sat for the exam, 22,400 or something did it perfectly without any problem. Then 400 plus, about 400 or so had problem, and those are the people that want to cheat the exam. He said that where they have somebody enter there, or they took the face away, they want to, or they did something funny. And all this that they did, the system recorded it. So, and every candidate, there is feedback from the system of what the candidate did. The question you answer, the one you skip, the one you fail, the one you pass, and what are the funny things you did during the examination, the number of warning that you had, and if you are terminated, what's the reason for terminating your exam? And if you complain that you didn't do anything, the video is there to show what you did. So this is where we are. And in fact, many departments now have started showing interest on the online exam. They have started showing interest. So, and this is how we are going to be moving. For example, those exams that we conducted through CBT, in the next, we will push them to also go to online. Then those that are physical will come to CBT. Gradually, that's how we are going to be moving. But with the federal government directive now, it will even come to a point that some students may need to stay in their parents' house for the half of the duration of their study and do their everything e-learning and even online exam. You don't need to come to the campus, and that is going to reduce a lot of stress for us. So it is we now that we need to start moving ahead of the students. We have to start moving ahead of the students, because if you stay and you don't want to change, in fact you'll be left behind. When we started this e-learning, it was a talk of war. You don't have facility, you want to do e-learning. Is that how it's been done? When we started, those in sciences said no, e-learning is not possible because of practicals and the rest. But today you have seen that it's something that is easy for everybody to do, except somebody that didn't want to change. So it's high time for all of us to always be proactive, to be creative, and to be engaging collaboration in our activity. And this is the only way you can address all this deficiency in whatever facility that you have. The second issue is the unauthorized charges. Unauthorized charges. All of us know that before, in this university, irrespective of whatever student is studying, they are paying the same school fees. You see somebody in MBBS and the person in sociology paying the same school fees. It's not fair. Because it came to a time we were spending millions of money for the MBBS at the detriment of other students. Particularly, there was a time when we had ASU strike for almost 8 months. The cadaver that we have for the medical students, I think about 8 or 9, rotting completely. And they now brought a bill that they want to replace that. And I said, no, you cannot be doing that. So what is the next thing to do now is let every department bring the list of their courses, that is their program, and we should look at peculiar charges for them. If a program has field work, lab work, and any other academic exercise that is different from other, bring it out. Let us have the list of those activities and what is the cost implication of that for each student. I ask Bosa to meet with all the things, and these things should be compiled so that at the end we can have what is the program peculiar charges, so that if you pay your school fees, which is the same across all the departments, then for each program the student will go and see a page that will describe what and what is to pay for that program. And when the deans met with the Bosa, they finalized, they brought that out. I invited the student leaders and I explained this to them and I justified it, and they accepted. There was no any issue raised by any student. They know that we are being fair to everybody. You cannot be doing medicine and then you be paying the same school fees with the person that is doing sociology. And we are using the same resources of the university to serve all of you. It's not fair. We explained this to the students and they accepted. And that is why we did not hear any crisis. The way other universities are shouting, they increase school fees and people are going on here and there. They are inviting Vice-Chancellor and go and reverse back your school fees. Here, our students agree with what we have done because we explained it to them clearly. And when the net fund came, what we have put in place, it is what we uploaded in the net fund platform. And our students, some of them enrolled in the net fund platform. Net fund pays the university. And when net fund pays, it shows the university has no right to ask students for anything. That's what it means. And after all this one, we now heard that some individual, department and faculty are calling students to pay some charges again. In fact, there are some departments that their courses does not require excursion. They are forcing it into the program and asking students to pay for that excursion or fee. There are some departments that are asking students to pay money for departmental ID card, faculty ID card. When a student has already university ID card, why are you looking for the departmental ID card and the faculty ID card? We have seen departments that are forcing students to pay even up to 5,000 for journal charges, and students pay this, and there is no journal given to the student. Are we not giving ourselves bad news? We have seen even some departments that are collecting money from students to say the money is for t-shirts. Who asked you to come? Are you turning your department to a business venture? And some departments are forcing students to buy lab coats. Even when a student can use one lab coat to attend different type of practical from chemistry, biology, physics, they want every department to charge students for lab coats. So this is becoming serious. Apart from the department, then go to individuals, even up to the rank of professors. They are collecting money from students. And some, they don't stop there. They are even encouraging students to cheat in exam, cheat in tests. As professor, then is it not shameful? How will the student look at you? The student will say, oh, this man, this is how we get to that track. Whatever position you find yourself today, and you encourage somebody to do something that abuse the system, that person will look at you that that's what you did to reach that level. But some of us are not ashamed to avoid this kind of thing. Particularly when it comes to issue of money. Some people forget about whether somebody is a professor. When you come to money, his brain will lock. He will not be able to think again. He will do anything that even illiterates will not do. Just because you see money. And if you are going to be, is it the student money that will make you to be rich? Is it the student money that will solve your problem? And this is what is happening. In fact, we have gotten reports from across faculties where some of these things are happening. And we are compiling some of these cases. We are going to call some of these individuals by the time we finish our verification to attend to this. But it's very important we should tell ourselves the truth. If there is any charges that become very important that we were unable to include when we were centralizing the whole charges, and become very important for the department to embark on anything, you can write. When you write, we are going to look at it at the center and see if it is necessary. In fact, if it is an activity that we feel the university should even pay for, we can use our idea at the university level to pay for it, just to avoid any shameful things or loss. So this is what I want to caution us, all of us. And if you write officially and it comes to us, in fact, there are some of the cases that we have to even write the parents to notify them that yes, this activity becomes necessary, it's not part of the fees that the child has paid. To notify them, because those that are aware now that their children enrolled on NELFON and NELFON has already paid, those ones, they will believe nobody will pay anything again. So if there's anything that their children should pay, we have to notify them. And that's why we say we have to centralize this. And again, I want to advise all of us academic staff, we should not try to engage with the students on anything informally. Anything that look official should come official. But we have seen cases. There's a case of an informal arrangement between somebody in one of the faculty with a student in supervisor. And because some of us are not careful in the environment where we are working, some people will see you, they will be laughing, smiling, but they are looking for a way to destroy you. This person play into hands of some people, and his students that he tried to engage something with informally interacted with his whether I can say his enemy or so, and those ones sat down to guide the student to write a petition to the council of the university against the person. I have to be the one to stop it. And when we are talking, the person is trying to now also think that he didn't know what his enemies were planning against him. When I called the day, he told me, I said, please go and engage your department. Whoever is doing this should stop. And that person is trying to say that some people are after him, instead of you to take correction. If we allow that to go to council, whether we like it or not, the management have no power to do anything about it. Because if anything should go to council as petition, council will constitute its own committee to look at that. It's not the office of Vice-Chancellor that will constitute committee to look at that. And that committee will submit a report to council. And whatever that is decided here, that's all. So you can see how some people are training the student to think ahead of the system. But some individual will be here thinking that nothing is happening. You have to look at the environment where you are working. And this is what I've been telling people. When we even relate with people, have what we call the scale of trust. It's not the best to say don't trust anybody. Yes, if you say don't trust anybody, that means you close your eye, you do not believe in anybody. And at the end, some good things, will pass you. But the most important thing, have your scale of trust. Every individual should be in that your scale of trust. Some should be at the top, some should be at the middle, some should be at the lower. But let people on their own throw themselves out of your scale of trust, but not you from the beginning to say you cannot trust anybody. If not, you are going to miss some important things. And that is why when I assumed duty as Vice-Chancellor of this university, I did not believe in anything rumor. So even if I'm engaging anybody, I'm engaging people at full trust. Now I want to engage you, I have my scale of trust. I'll first of all throw you on the top. And then I will be assessing you gradually. If you are coming down, it's your own problem. So one day you will not see yourself in that scale of trust, and that's all. And I'll close my eyes, and there's nothing you can do. Because I know I've already assessed you up to the point I know I'm convinced. It's not anybody that's telling me anything about you. It is me that have seen it in you. And I throw you away. So, and this is how it should be. But if you think you are not careful in the environment, you are just working and you believe, yes, everybody like you in the system, you are endangering yourself. Not everybody wants you to see you where you are. And that's why you have to play your card with wisdom. But some of our colleagues are so careless. They play themselves into the hands of students, and the student will not carry them, put in the hands of their enemy among the staff. And that's all. And when anything happens, you say you start to be blaming some people for your own recklessness. So please, issue of charging students, whether at individual level, departmental level, or faculty level, must be official. Don't go into any informal arrangement with any students. Because these students that you are seeing, they are relating with some individuals. But you don't know how good those people are. Maybe there are people that are already, they just set a trap for you. And they are looking for evidence. The next issue here is a program for accreditation. I know this year again we'll be presenting some programs for accreditation. We want to have the list of those courses and what are the needs. But by the time we are presenting the needs, we should make sure we also look at the status of those courses. There are some courses that are new, maybe being presented newly for accreditation. There are those maybe that had interim accreditation before and they are due for proper accreditation now. There may be those that had full accreditation previously and now we want to reaccredit them again. So for those that have passed through accreditation process before, there must be a report of the previous accreditation. And there is record of comments or remark made to show area of efficiency. Make sure in your submission you emphasize that, so that will guide the management on what exactly to look for in the proper arrangement for the accreditation of that program. So this submission, the Director of Academic Planning has sent memo to all the departments. But if you have not seen your own, I'm just saying it, make sure you prepare all your program, submit to the DAP, because we are considering everything at the center to make sure that we know how to allocate resources to attend to every program that is due for accreditation. The next is early processing of promotion. This year we want to make sure that we start promotion process early enough. And we are very sure that in this university, as of today, all those people that were due and qualified for promotion up to 2024 got their promotion. We don't have arrears of promotion. We don't have arrears of promotion in this university. That's true. And now, what we want to even do this year is that those that are going for associate professor and professor, we usually their own promotions approval always spill over to the next year because of external assessments. But this year we want to start their process early enough so that by the time we are considering the promotion of non-teaching staff and the senior lecturer down, at that date we should be approving the promotion of associate professor and professor. So and that's the reason why we say that we want to start processing of promotion early enough. And I know registrar has written all the faculty to submit lists of those that are qualified for promotion to associate professor and professor this year, 2025. Because possibly by next week we'll start processing. And also the issue of annual appraisal also starts by the timetable that registrar showed me in May. Either first week of May we should start that. So possibly before anything August, September, we should be able to conclude everything about promotion, and by November when we have council, all those things should be approved. Because I want by February, as I'm exiting office, I don't want to leave any areas of promotion behind. So everybody that is coming will come and have a clean slate and continue from there. So the department should make your submission early enough. We don't want to have cases of omission. I know 2 years back, up to last year, a lot of complaints, omissions, because of one reason or the other. But we have collated all cases and we have written position papers, presented our report to council, and all cases where some people had problems in their promotion were cleared. Even those ones that us submitted on their behalf were able to clear all those ones, and we took them to council. Council approved everything, and everybody has been given their letters. We have solved any case of promotion in this university. So we don't want this to be repeated again. The department and faculty must do their work thoroughly. Don't allow leads to come to the center with omissions. So, and that's the reason why we say let us start early. So this is the submission on this issue of promotion. The next is collective decisions. We have seen cases where some deans are taking decision of faculty alone. We have seen where some HODs are taking the decision of department alone. So please, decision from faculty, decision from department supposed to be collective one. Supposed to be collective one. Let every individual has say in whatever that is coming out of your department or faculty. Because what some of us don't know is when anything leave your department to the faculty level, your department has no power over it again. When anything leave your faculty to Senate, your faculty has no power over it again. And if anything should leave Senate to council, Senate has no power over it again. So, and that is why from the initial stage, we must agree on issue together. Not that issue will be presented at the Senate from the same faculty. Somebody will be raising hand and saying, no, that was not their agreement. Or something will be presented for a particular department. The dean of faculty will say he is not aware. All these are happening. Sometimes some individuals from the department will write to office of the Vice-Chancellor directly. The dean is not aware, the HOD is not aware. And some think that the Vice-Chancellor will just approve certain things. I don't do that. If anything comes to my office and I did not see the comments of your HOD, I will send that paper back to your HOD to comment. So what you don't want the HOD to know is going to know it. And if you think you want to dodge your HOD, you may even worsen your situation. Because some HOD may not even forgive when you receive, so this man thinks he's wise. They will throw your paper aside or make anything that will be negative. So please, the same thing with the HODs, don't send anything to office of Vice-Chancellor without your name knowing. I've seen cases where some things will be happening in some department. The dean of the faculty did not know. Because nobody informed him. Even if you want to have any activity in your department, you can invite the dean. If the dean will not be there, he will say the deputy dean should represent him. If the deputy dean is not going to be there, he will ask the HOD in another department to represent him. But you cannot just be doing anything as thinking that your dean is not, should not know about it. It's wrong. So collective decision is very important. And for some of us that are HODs, In fact, you find your management easy for you. Your administration will be easy when everybody owns the decision. But if you package the decision and put it in the hand of people, they will throw it away. But if you involve them, in that decision making, they will own it, they will protect it. But some of us don't know this. And what is making a lot of people to do this is the personalized office matter. The personalized office matter. We have seen cases where in some university, Senate meeting cannot hold except the Vice-Chancellor is around. So it shouldn't be. Even if you have a routine meeting of the faculty and the dean is not around, that meeting should not be postponed. The deputy dean is here. It should go on. Why must you even have personal interest in what is going to be discussed at any meeting? If I'm not around and it's date for the Senate, any of my DVCs, you go and chair. If you like, anybody should discuss whatever they want to discuss. If you like, put me as the item of discussion. When I come back, I will be brief. And if it's something I should clear myself, I'll call for emergency Senate and clear myself. Since I have another opportunity to clear myself, I will do it. So there is no need for you to personalize all this matter. So please, collective decision is very important. And we must, if really we want to get our administration to be easy for us at whatever level. And this is what we are doing at the center. This is what we are doing at the center. I've never put any personal interest in anything. And that is why if I come to office, I don't leave office until I take whatever mail that is on my table. Because I've never taken more than 3 minutes on any mail. It's a straightforward matter. But you see, sometimes what some people will do, whether as HOD or as Dean, when something comes, you look at it. Who is the person that brought this? You will be thinking of what he has done for you. You waste your time. Look at the issues, not individuals, and you will not waste your time. All this promotion that we are getting, that people are happy. If I'm to be looking at individuals and what some people are doing, some people will not be promoted. But it's not about them, it's about the system. But some of us, at whatever level we are concerned with what this person has done for me, so yeah. Now you are HOD, you say, okay, this is the time you deal with the person. And when the submission comes to your table, you take 15 minutes planning how to deal with somebody. A lot of other means are there for you to treat. Doesn't make any sense. And again, I've been saying, I don't stay to be thinking on what should be my decision on any submission. If I've seen cases where now I said communication channels should be respected. Some deans, HOD, when they pass anything to them, the moment it comes to their table, they will just sign. When you say through the HOD will just say, you just sign and put the date. What have you said? Nothing. Or somebody will just say recommended. What are you recommending? You have to be specific. And when some things come to my table, I don't waste time. I'll just look at it, minute or DAP. Let another person crack his head for me. I'm not the one. I should not be sitting down disturbing my head because of another person's problem. No, I don't do that. Registrar is here. Most of the thing, I'll pass it to him. Registrar, comment. If it is a legal issue, he will also pass it to the legal unit. But I cannot be there as Vice-Chancellor. I'll be thinking, how will I handle this? How will I handle? The HOD should give me. He knows more of his department. You just tell me the situation. If you are recommending something, justify it. I want that justification. But you are just signing, throwing to me, or recommended, or maybe you are saying recommended, you didn't show the person, see, I have recommended. When the VC say no, so that the VC should be the one to take the thing. But normally I don't do that. And for those that know, they can't blame me because so many people may have hand in that your submission. So this is how we should be operating, and we will not have any problem with anybody. But when your focus is just on individual, oh, this person is my friend, and his submissions is not there are some issues. You cycle and you now look for a way to call him to do that. No, treat it the way it's merited. Let him, if he merits it, fine. If not, it's not something you should bother yourself. And that is how it should be. I don't carry mails from office to my house. When I come to office, it's office matter. If I go home, I feel my domestic issue. I don't even think of office when I'm at home. And that's why people will say we are not stressful. Yes, if I come to office matter. If I go home, it's home. And there are cases where some people, before they leave home, they have trouble with their wife and they come to office. That one will destabilize them. Keep your peace at home. Come to office, face your peace also. And that's how you're supposed to be. You don't take trouble of office to home, scatter your house. You take trouble of your house to office, scatter your office. So, if you want to concentrate and be productive, you have to manage yourself. Try to control yourself. Because many people, they will be working even as head of department or as dean. They are not the one controlling themselves. Just because they are carried away with some kind of sentiment, with kind of personal interest. And if you are an individual and you cannot control yourself, definitely something or somebody will control you. And if somebody is to control you, that person will control you to his own favor. Not for you. It is by the time you are finished that I will open you and say, this person, see what he did to me. It's not you are the one that did that to yourself. Why can't you take and try to be disciplined? So it is very important we look at this collective decision so that everybody will be happy with whatever decision we are making at every level. At the center, we all know that we are doing our best. We are fair to everybody, and I know we are taking care of everybody, but we have never claimed that we can satisfy anybody. Because there are some people, no matter what you are doing for them, the moment you are doing something good to another person, they will not feel satisfied. Just because they want you to be only for them. And it's a system. And we must respect that. The next, creating opportunity out of every situation. Some of us, when there is problem in the department, we say, oh, this one is the problem of the HOD. Or when there is problem in the faculty, we think it's the problem of the dean. But I want you to know that any problem that you see, there are opportunities in that problem. But sometimes you may not know that that problem existed in your department because of you. So, and that is why you should not shy away to participate in problem solving. Whenever there is problem in the department, whether you are the HOD or you are not the HOD, put your interest. Contribute your quota in solving that problem. Because at the end, the opportunity that will come out of that problem may be yours. But many of us, we don't do that. In fact, there are cases where some HOD will have problem in their department. They will be trying to look for the excuses to raise, or they will be trying to look for who to blame. In fact, as a leader.
VC, you have already talked a lot about what I wanted to talk, but I will just add a little bit more on it about training and promotion. The efforts you have made for this university, we don't have to say it, we have seen it, about training and promotion of staff. In fact, I'm a beneficiary of that training. When you came on duty, you were the one that signed my telephone award and permission to go for PhD training, my PhD leave. So I want to thank you very much for that. And because of your effort, I am now a doctor. I should start by saying my name is Dr. Ladimo. So I am a doctor of entrepreneurial marketing from University of Lafia, Malaysia. I'm very grateful for that. In fact, Prof, VC, when you came, before you came, we can name 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 professors. But now the university has more than 90 professors. Yes, and at least more than 50 readers. And this is all because of you, because of your efforts. And in fact, the training and promotion unit or department is now bigger and wider. It is now called the Staff Promotion and Productivity Directorate. It's now a directorate, not just a unit or a section. So thank you very much for that. Yeah, and then a lot of staff, both academic and non-academic, have been trained locally, internationally, and nationally on training and improvement. Yes. So thank you very much for all that you have done for us, especially me. I'm very grateful. But on the promotion, sir, in 2019, I was promoted to lecturer 1. Then in 2022, I was supposed to be promoted to senior lecturer. But because I do not have a PhD at that time, I was not promoted. But now, thanks to the Almighty Allah, I have obtained my PhD degree in entrepreneurial marketing. And now I am appealing and praying that the management will promote me to senior lecturer as soon as possible. And thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate it.
Which is the issue of this e-learning. I remember during the webinar that you presented, I made a comment that it has come to stay. And I still want to maintain that it has come to stay. But I just want to say something. Presently, I am a student of another PhD program in Money and Capital Market Studies. And for the entire first year that we did our work, it's an e-learning, it's online. We have never met any of our lecturers. Some of our lecturers are from the UK, some from ABU, some from, in fact, one is from the US. But it was only after the first year that we gathered in Abuja, only then we just see ourselves as students and also the tutors. So this is a new normal. Most of these universities around this country or even around the world, that's exactly what they do. And I'm happy to say that, I'm happy that Federal University of Lafia is now going to follow suit. Thank you very much.
The modest icon in academic of the day. We have been calling you the mentor generals of the mentorship. You are indeed a leader that you have been inspiring us. Even when we don't have money, we do trek our home. Whenever we have meeting with you, because we learn more. Today has indeed justified my statement. I have 4 factors that have scaled you. And the factors I term it Prof. Shehu Abdul Rahman factors of model. And the models are total self-surrender. You have surrendered yourself completely for the system. You have been working tirelessly since you assumed office to date. We are not tired, and you are adding more innovations to the system. May God continue blessing you. You also have what we call blind love. Your love is not for selfish interest, not for travel or any kind of thing. Your love is for the system development and for the unities of this country. That's why when we went for NDC, the ASU National Delegate Conference last year in Jos, I was meant to be one of the councils of economic development and unity. I told many of our colleagues that if we really wish to make this country great, let's start campaigning for Prof. Shehu Abdul Rahman to be the next president of this country. So we are laughing. Keep on. We are still making that effort that if today we want to solve problems like the George Martin said, anything arises and falls on leadership. Leadership is the only solution to whatever complaint or problem I have in this country. And with the model, your blind eyes, total self-surrender, your attention to any problem, to any individual, your action to ensure that everybody got what's supposed to be gotten. So, if we are going to make the president of this country, I think this country will be great and we will have one of the best countries in the world, not in So, having said this, we really want to appreciate you most. What you have been doing to us, what you have been doing to the system, and we're asking God to continue to give you more heads and give you more wisdom to continue to pilot the affair of affair. So your exit for this office is a stepping stone, because with my belief as my son, I keep on praying for you that we have no doubt for you to be the next president of this country by God's will. Having listened to all the 10 agenda you have outlined for us, very busy. My team has been proactive in many of these things already, and we want to assure you, sir, that we will not leave anything unturned. We will justify these actions, and in the next subsequent meeting before your exit, you will see that faculties of management sciences will be the leading faculty, inshallah. As a Libertarian always says, sir, we want to ask for more. And what we wish to ask is, sir, see all these numbers of staff we have, sir. Our challenge has been our issues of our faculty. Despite the fact I have been with you, we went so many times to see that this faculty is being handed over to us, and I'll be hiring you back, sir. With your so many activities, we will not leave here without reminding you, sir, that if you could do more, so that we should be having this faculty, it will indeed add more to the success we have recorded so far. Because there's a belief in management that good office is also part of motivations. So we pray that may God give you the strength and all possible means to ensure that this faculty is handed over to us very soon. Thank you for giving us.
The Vice-Chancellor, my own personally is appreciation, the Vice-Chancellor. I don't think you are just only my Vice-Chancellor, you are also my teacher. Because ever since I come here, I have been studying what I call Abraham leadership. Abdul Rahman leadership. Your leadership style and character is things of one emulation. And since I assumed it in this university, your simplicity, your approach to issue is something that I'm not only learning, but I'm also praying for God to give me the same character you have. So thank you very much for that, sir. I also want to let you know, because maybe you are not close to other people who are very young and other people in the other university. This activity they are having now in MIS, a colleague of mine came from my former university. The name will be withheld, please. So, and the first approach he told me that this your university have gone far. I said no. Have you moved around? He said no. I said you need to move around and we'll meet at the hotel room to conclude. So when he moved around, I and one of my colleagues, we have to meet him in the hotel room with my Didi, because we need to give him something that he cannot afford in the other place. We went with Madidi. I think my witness is at my back laughing. So yeah, time. So when we met at the hotel room, we started discussion, eating Madidi with one other things which the name will be withheld. So when we were discussing, and he saw this, he saw AI Center, he saw this, that you people have moved ahead. I said, yes, we move ahead because we follow the person who knows. He said, yes, you tell the Vice-Chancellor to also follow the person who knows. I said, not only following the person who knows, you also have to hold your transport. Because people who know road, they don't hold your own transport. And when you enter the vehicle, you will be at the back. So we laughed, and when I was telling him all what we have been doing, and so on and so forth, I told them when they say in Nigeria, I said no, I am also proud. It is in West Africa. It's like part of which we are living. So thank you very much, the Vice-Chancellor. We really appreciate your effort, and we want you to keep it on. And my own plea is that your leadership, because when you say February, my mind is skipped because I'm still in the, I think, 400 level. This course is supposed to reach up to 600 level. That is Abraham of leadership, Abdul Rahman study of leadership. So I'm also pleading that you guys should see how you can correlate most of his talk and put it for us in the YouTube, so that we can be subscribing and refreshing our brain each time when he's no more around here. But I believe, even if you are no more here, your door must be open to me, because I'll be coming at home for that. So thank you very much.
The Vice-Chancellor, Professor Shehu Abdul Rahman, the Registrar of the University, our able dean, the deputy dean, HODs present, senior colleagues, my distinguished lecturers. I say good afternoon to you all. Sir, if you will allow me to tag your presentation, I will say leadership training for academic staff of the University of Lafia. Just like what I've told you, I think on Saturday, that it is high time you stop giving us free lecture. It should be monetized. This is something that we should pay and learn. Nonetheless, we thank you for the free lecture on the leadership. I will begin my point from quoting you before I give my feedback. In different fora, you told us that in every organization there are three kinds of people, which the proactive, active, and the passive. But sir, you refuse to tell us what are the consequences of this. And by the virtue of my closeness to you, sir, I've learned that when is a proactive leader, he tends to change the passive and the active leaders to a higher status. And this can be linked to the e-learning innovation in Federal University of Lafia. So you can recall when this journey started, there are a lot of resistance. This so-called resistance group are now people that are begging for us to co-opt them into the e-learning models. We have received so many letters that they want to be co-opted into the online examination, which it is now time, and we have established restriction for them. This is because when we are calling them, they were giving us condition. Now everything is okay, it's seamless, and we have to give them condition. And that is why you cannot be part of the online examination until you write to us. We are not following you, but you have to come back to us. You have to come to us now. So it is a success story, and that is why it has children, grandparents, and parents. Thank you for that initiation. Thank you for that proactiveness. So your welfare to staff and your fair leadership staff has portrayed a clear message to everybody in the university, and that is why there is no any resistance group in this university. There is no any issue of ethnicity, religion, or any faction. In no resistance, everybody believes that he is a university member or a community member of this university. This is the outcome of your free and fair treatment to every staff. So, as they say, more good work is also accompanying for more work. And in line to this, sir, I just joined the Faculty of Management Sciences in the last year from Faculty of Social Sciences. And before I left, I was having my personal office, not as HOD but as academic staff. But when I joined this, just like what Dr. Agabi said, so I know you are on top of issue, but what I'm going to request is that Faculty of Management Sciences should be placed in the upper scale of reference in terms of their own independent activities. Thank you, sir. We are multi-campus. We want to be a single campus faculty. Thank you, and we hope our continue.
So after him, there is now
in fact, putting us in the pedestal of leadership as you are, and that is one of your characteristics, and we cherish that. Thank you, sir. Now, from your speech, you talk about staffing situation at the faculty level. Virtually, Department of Procurement, Department of Entrepreneurship, as well as Petroleum Information Management. Virtually, there are no scarcity of lecturers, of which you have provided a solution that we should go for resource persons. In addition to that, the initiation taken by the dean is that we should move some lecturers from such a surplus unit to the deficit unit, and they will integrate this with your solution so that it can augment our situation in that area, sir. Number two, sir, as per the issue of illegal collections or charges, we will not allow such to happen in the faculty by the grace of God, because we want to maintain our integrity. And nobody has ever done that, either of the academic staff or non-teaching staff. Anybody has done that, disciplinary measure will be taken against such a person. Number three, feedback from the students. There was a time, unexpectedly, I saw a paper that the dean asked the students individually. I was never aware of that as a head of department. They collected details about us, even including the head of departments. I was surprised. And the issue is that what that one is showing is that is that of whatever they call it, quality assurance in terms of teaching and relationship or rapport with the students. And most of the records I saw, they were excellent, meaning that the faculty is doing well in that aspect. And finally, the issue of faculty of management committee, it is in existence in the department, and we have been doing it, holding meetings regularly on weekly basis at the faculty level, and individuals, staff, is allowed to voice out his own opinion on how to improve the performance of the faculty as well as the department. So, sir, one of our colleagues suggested here, I would have loved this kind of speech kindly given by the VC to be recorded so that we should be at least be listening to it so that it become part of it, even though we learn this management theoretically, but it's facilities so that we can augment our own situation as far as we are leaders. Thank you very much for your presentation.
Very much. Before this, I will give you to congratulate you, to congratulate the Faculty of Management Sciences. And I know you've mentioned this your issue to me about the promotion, and I know your case is supposed to be part of the issues that ASU raised on behalf of some individuals, which we try to manage and submit a report to council if they approve. And those people, what we did was to just make sure that we reduce the pain, because we cannot solve the problem 100%. So in your own case, I've also told you to make your submission which you have made. We are looking at it, and I think we shall reduce your own pain to some extent also. So, and on the issue of welfare in this university, just to let some of us that are head of department and team to know, if really you want to look at welfare of staff, the most important thing is for you to motivate them and empower them. You know, leadership, as I always say, is about inspiring people. That means showing good example. As a leader, you should always be forefront to show good example. That is inspiring them. But the next one is for you to give attention to welfare of the staff. And if you are to give attention to their welfare, that means you have to motivate them and also empower them. And how do you empower staff? Particularly in the university system, there are 3 ways. One, capacity building. You train them, arrange training for them in different areas. And that was the reason why we established staff productivity promotion unit in this university. And I can tell you, with the establishment of that unit, there is no category of staff in this university that has not gone to one training or other. We have trained a lot of staff, right from the security up to the management staff in this university. So we have achieved a lot to the extent that the record is not showing. And that is why I say, okay, let us upgrade this unit to become a directorate of staff training and development. So which we have done. And the reason is because whatever training that this unit has conducted in the past, we have record of it. But most of our staff that we are trained, they don't know that the record of that training is also useful for accreditation. Because when the team of accreditation comes, they will look for the training records of staff. And some of our staff, in the last accreditation by our experience, you see some of them are not showing that they had early training. In fact, the certificate given to them by that unit is not even their files. So there is need for us to have that. And that's the reason why I upgraded the unit to become Director of Staff Training and Development. And they are going to have a committee or a board which will be chaired by our desk officer in charge of staff training and development under the third form. And apart from that, we are going to also have staff training and development platform where all the records of training in this university, whether they were sponsored by the university, they were sponsored by the third form or any agency, will be there. Anywhere they will see, and the department at any point in time with your computer you should be able to see this is the training, so that even the accreditation team comes, you can open a page to them, you see all the training that your staff have attended, the source of the fund and the rest. So we are trying to make sure that this area we are promoting it more, and that is one aspect of the welfare. The second is the award, that is the reward system. We have been doing it, we have been celebrating people. You know, when you see people performing, if you really want them to do more, give awards, celebrate them, you know, reward them. We have done that at different levels. In fact, we even have a situation where during our get-together annually, we give some people awards, and this to make them to do more and other people to copy from them. And this will continue. And this should not stop at the center. Even at departmental level, faculty level, we should be doing this. Because one of the principles of objectivity is to celebrate success. In fact, even for you as a person, as an individual, when you do something and you are successful, you can celebrate yourself, even alone. Take yourself to a place and enjoy yourself, and tell yourself that I've achieved this. And maybe you want to be selfish, you don't have enough money, and you go to some place, eat good thing, you're alone, enjoy yourself, tell yourself that. And it's part of the gratitude to God. It's part of the gratitude. So there are many ways to give gratitude to God. And for me, I have to tell you that I celebrate success not only on myself, even to other people that are working with. So it's part of the way of looking at the welfare. And the other aspect of it is promotion. You know, promotion is also welfare. So when people are due and qualified for promotion, promote them. Don't attach any unnecessary factor to promotion. Because I've seen cases where some professors, when you look at the character, you shouldn't promote them. But it's not specifying our guidelines. What we specify, your number of publication, all your administrative or whatever, and any other thing that is having records. But when it comes to issue of character, you can take somebody up in another way. But don't just say, oh, because this man is bad, he talks of negative too much, and because of that you say he's qualified and he's due, and you say you're not promoting. You are not fair. You have to do it. But there is other thing you can do, because there was a case when the professor wrote to me, he wanted to go for sabbatical. And I said, look, it's not everybody that is qualified to go for sabbatical. You must have that capacity and character for me to approve for you to go for sabbatical. Because in the first place, you are here. What value have you added to the system? You want me to send you to where you go and disgrace the university? So, and it was at that point that I was talking to him and I was telling him some of the issues. He now knew that, yes, he need to change. And I said, but you see, I promoted you to professor. Why? Because all these things I mentioned are not part of the criteria for promotion. That's why, if not ordinarily, you're supposed not to be promoted. So these are things that we should know. And that's why I say welfare promotion is part of the welfare. You shouldn't deny anybody. Somebody can be of bad character, yes. We have our upper, the way we look at it, it should come at that level. But the moment it escapes that, the moment at that level, there must be justification. Even though we are not following it strongly here, you see, we'll be scoring people. Somebody will have 80%. And when there is problem in the department, you ask the HOD, you say, this is a problem, this is a person that. But when you are scoring, assessing, you tell us that you score 80%. And this appraisal is not compulsory that somebody must be recommended for salary increments or recommended for promotion. Once that person passes that level, the other document that guides must be followed. But before you start using that guideline, that is where you stop somebody. And you are rating somebody the moment, and you say once somebody is scoring anything less than 70, it shouldn't be recommended for promotion. But when it passes, the department and faculty have come to the center and we see that you have scored the person above 70, we can stop the person. You know, so that and this is what I'm saying, that most of us at the departmental level, faculty level, we want all the blame to go to the Vice-Chancellor. So even when somebody is bad in your department, you don't want to show him that it's bad, and you are the one to be the first to show him that it's bad. So part of the welfare at the central level is once somebody escape and come to us and they are saying he has scored 70%, we'll use the other document to assess him and then push his paper. And promotion is part of the welfare. The e-learning, yes, it has come to stay, and I want to thank everybody the way we are contributing at different levels. There is this faculty e-learning committee, their departmental e-learning committee is very important because we have come to the point where every faculty is serious about it. Now we are talking of there are some courses where we don't have lecturers. We are free to bring in resource persons. And if the resource persons will come, we have to engage them through this e-learning. And the moment they are able to engage our students through this e-learning, the department can decide, we want your examination to be online exam. And this committee, that will be part of those to look at the questions along with the HOD to make sure there is quality assurance in the question set before we can now adopt the online exam for those courses. But the way it is now, it is not only the general courses that are going to be online. Some of the courses that we don't have lecturer for in various departments will also go online. So that when we engage somebody as a resource person, the moment he lecture the student or he provide lecture material in our Google Classroom, you don't need to bother him setting questions, or you may set questions along with the departmental committee on e-learning and HOD. You don't need to bother him to be marking any scripts. Once the students go for the exam online, the result will come out immediately. So I do not need to suffer ourselves for all this. We are doing this to lessen the burden on us. Because instead of you taking one person, teaching 10 courses, it will not be effective. You have no productivity in that. When you say somebody should teach 10 courses, that person may just taught 50% of the content. And it is not good for our students. So we have to look for a way to correct that. And again, I want to use the opportunity to advise that all the way, whatever we want to do, let us always be thinking and acting differently. If you want to be unique among your peers, and this is my own principle, even when I was in ABU as exam officer in my department, and as a faculty exam officer, in fact, I try to see that I do things differently from others. The same thing when I become HOD, the same. When I became Dean of Faculty. And anybody can do this. The most important thing is for you to give yourself that opportunity to think differently every day. There's no day I'll come to office, I want to say, okay, today, what is that thing I'll do differently from what I did yesterday? And that will give you opportunity to be creative. But if you are not, giving yourself to practice this, in fact, you just come, you are not thinking on anything different. And this continuous differentiation in your saying, your thinking, your action, that make you unique and make you successful. In fact, when anybody is even planning anything to do that, your thinking is already above whatever they are thinking they want to do. So we need to always have this ability to think differently. Don't copy anybody. And don't say you want to sustain the only thing you are doing. You see, what you are doing every day, you are doing this thing every day, same thing. You can't get different results. It is only when you differentiate from the method that will then give you a different result. I want to advise that we do this, and the issue of the faculty building for management sciences, we are on top of it. In fact, the last communication to TEFON, they could have even, only that they did not tell us on time. We have made our submission, and later on they now said they want a color picture of the building to show the exact situation, and that we have done, which we have forwarded to them, and we are following up. And we want to assure the department that very soon the TEFON will answer us, because there is no week that we don't go to TEFON to ask of what is going on about this. So let us just be patient a little bit, and we are going to put everything behind the shadow, so that the issue of office space and whatever, all this is going to be a thing of past. For the new department, in fact, we are going to give that new department priority. Registrar is here. Registrar and one of the registry staff went to head of service, I think more than a month ago, to go and defend our manpower budgets. So we are waiting for the authorized establishment to be given, and they will forward it to Ministry of Education. And by the time we get that approval, in fact, all the new programs will be given priority first. And there is a committee I want to constitute, where for all the departments, they are going to give us statistics of the staff that are ranked rank by rank, what is the expected number of staff we're supposed to have based on the workload, in line with the number of students that we have in those departments, so that when we now get this waiver, we are going to now distribute, based on our priority. But all the new programs, not only in your faculty, in other faculty will come first. Then we are now going to look at who are those, which are the departments that are too constrained in the area of staff. But meanwhile, the suggestion we have now, let us adopt it. It's going to ease our, problem. So registrar, you take notes, so that we need to have all the list of new programs, and then the committee that I'm going to put in place when the record also comes, we'll now look at it so that we prioritize all the programs from number one to the end. We'll now specify the number of expected staff that we should have. And that is what we are going to use in attracting staff to those departments. We'll take everything logically, and everybody will be happy at the end. Thank you very much.
And they will round it up.
Vice-Chancellor, for the support during the NEC accreditation. I can remember the last meeting we had here. I promised that the faculty, which is the two department collaboration, will surely do well and make it proud. With your support, I think we'll be able to do that, especially the provision of colored textbooks to furnish the libraries that was used during the accreditation, and also the approval for the release of about 50 computers to also populate our resource room. In fact, at the end of the day, we even discovered that other departments had to use these two facilities. We want you to thank you very much, sir, and God bless you. Secondly, sir, even though we were requesting for the movement to our own faculty block, we want to appreciate you for providing us a space at the Faculty of Environmental Design. I think it has really eased a lot from some of the issues we have, because we can now have our lectures peacefully and seamlessly without any problem coming from other departments or faculties. Also, to remind you, sir, that this year we'll be graduating our first set. That's the two department, accounting and business admin, and it is expected that by next year, once we graduate the second, we will be coming in with the commencement of postgraduate studies. We want to also inform you that we have contacted NEC, we've got the curriculum, and we will start the process of setting up the postgraduate courses. So we will be coming in to seek for your support too before the resource verification. And why I'm laughing because most people thought the establishment or the approval of the accounting knowledge and resource center actually started from the department. Yes, it does, but you will remember that through your mentorship, it actually pushed us to do that, because we came to you seeking for your support during accreditation, and you advised that if you can get hours, it will be good for the department and also the university. And that was the reason why we went further to look outside and think out of the box for us to be able to do that. And with your support, I think we are able to do that. And also that the Senate of the university have given us approval to start that. So we thank you for what I think that is all I have to say. I will have given the closing remark, but I will allow my team to do that. So thank you and God bless you, sir.
Thank you very much, the Deputy Dean, the Vice-Chancellor, as Dr. Jibril will always shout, indefatigable. I will thank all of them to say one word that describes the Vice-Chancellor. So you start thinking of one. I have 120. I promise you to say it anytime we are going to have a forum like this, but he is tired. I will spare him on that. But all those with PhDs who will have to display their talent to their those good speakers like Hanaki, who has been hiding herself, will have to use one word to describe the Vice-Chancellor. Vice-Chancellor, sir, and the registrar, the deputy, the senior colleagues, like the faculty officer, members of the press, good afternoon. Chicken, what's the name of chicken? Hen, the female chicken. Okay, let me give you one story before I use the chicken. My friend went to UK. He's used to eating the female chicken, that's the hen. So he wanted to describe it to the steward, the restaurant, that they should serve him with that female chicken. They said, please, can you give me hen? Are you a crazy man? What's the meaning of that? Like, he wants hen. What's the meaning of hen? Hen. You don't know hen? So suddenly he met one black man. What are you saying? Hen in the restaurant. He says, that part of chicken, female chicken I want. Oh, you mean chicken? So they gave him chicken. So there's this adage that when the chicken or hen hatch the chicks, the smaller ones are called chicks. Hatch the chicks. You observe, it is the mother that takes the chicks out and search for food. Is it food? Feed. Search for feed for the chick to feed. But when they grow up, you see them when they grow up, it is the chick now that take the mother out and fend for the mother. So I show you that you have been feeding the chicks and not too distant far. All the chicks will be feeding. Simply describe it, the Vice-Chancellor as a simple man. So how do you describe the Vice-Chancellor? Louder.
Simple man.
No, don't take extraordinary person. Now, how do you describe the Vice-Chancellor? You don't take your own.
Very strong.
Very strong and trustworthy. Yes. Highly innovative. Highly spirited, innovative person. Yes. A good man. A good man. I like that. A good man. Yes. Intellectual and indefatigable. And Dr. Bello
He's the best leader.
is the best leader. Simple. I like that. Voilà.
He's a visionary leader.
Visionary leader. Yes. Yes.
He's a father.
He's a father, sir. I wanted to start with that. He is the father of Federal University of Lafia. Even if your beard is white and dragging through, he is your father. I have witnessed several people who have come to express their happiness and appreciation to the Vice-Chancellor. And they didn't know when they went down on their knees. Some of them have retired as professors. Well, like I said. So you are a father to everybody in this university. The registrar will testify that. Dr. Dauda will testify that. I personally will testify that. I have never greeted the Vice-Chancellor standing. I have never, because I have rated him as a father. He has done one thing for me that there's nothing he can do for me to surprise me again. Thank you very much for your fatherly guidance. Oh, your father. May God forgive your father. That was my teacher way back 1984 in the University of Lafia. I will jump the registrar. God, this current person that I want to. He's your friend. Why are you not
He's accommodating.
He's accommodating. Oh. Result oriented.
Well, my own will have additional Igbo language.
Yes.
Ogandi Oga. Like the Oga of other Oga. It's not like Ato Eze. You don't have to Eze.
It's the other end of Oga. Who was struggling with 4 adjectives to describe you. Now I have done it for you to gather more. So out of those 4, say one more.
The only thing I can say about him
Yeah.
is the
Mentor General. I accepted it. It's one of those.
Okay.
They have taken your one. Yes.
Extra visionary.
Extra visionary. Yes.
Exceptional leader.
Exceptional leader.
Role model.
Role model. Exceptional leader is being used on 4 best American leaders. I think don't know where you got that from. Yes, he's role model. Musa.
In fact, he's the best father.
He's the best father. Yes. Doctor.
A good man.
A good man, you have said. So I think we have had anybody who wants it.
Easy going.
Easy going. Simplicity. Yes. Exemplary. Somebody has not said that. Yes. Good leader, yes.
A strategist.
A strategist. I have it here.
The best busy
in the world. In the world. Result oriented. You know.
A French word.
A French word. Simple. It's a French word. I have known the Vice-Chancellor, so I have tactically avoided his anger. But he's somebody that can get infuriated immediately and then cool down like something acid. So if you know him very well, avoid those things. Gossip, destroying what he has built, he doesn't like those ones. Come with good idea, he can sponsor you 100 times. Yeah, okay?
He's a good administrator.
Good administrator. You have the next somebody has just said, yes.
Amiable and amicable.
Amiable and amicable. Yes.
He's a golden fish.
It's a golden fish, has no hiding place. That is why I wanted you to start wearing black. White is already notable. So let's see if you wear the black, maybe he will hide small. Yes, yeah.
I see him as highly capacitated.
Highly capacitated. Of course, with the 3 hours later. And I want to ask the Vice-Chancellor, where does he get his credit of 3 hours later? You know, recently he went to present paper at Defense College at Army Resource Center in Texas. I initially planned to join it, but I ate something that spoiled my belly. I was purging. I said, this one will go and stay 3 hours, so maybe I'll go and watch in my brother. The professor has purging brother, so I tactfully told his peers that, look, I don't want me to be seen with the Vice-Chancellor everywhere he goes, and he will start talking, so I'm not good. I will change the pattern of my discussion.
A great hero.
Great hero. If you look at his history and background, where he's coming from, and what he has achieved, and there's one secret I want to expose to you about the Vice-Chancellor. The Vice-Chancellor has never gone out to plead, beg, or sought for assistance for his own personal sake or appointment. In fact, in many instances, he was given highly rated appointment in the country, and he declined because of his rating. So you go to try it. Yes.
Goal-oriented leader.
Goal-oriented leader.
An achiever.
An achiever, of course. That is why he has been able to produce nearly 100 professors in less than 5 years. Flawless. He beat his chest in our meeting in the Senate and said, go walk high with pride as a professor of Federal University of Lafia. Insofar as he got it under his tenure, he has meticulously followed the due process before you are appointed as president. And that is why it pinches him, it pains him when he hears the professor is misbehaving. That is why he doesn't forgive that. Yes? Very generous, just stop there. I know it. If you have come into contact, ask this woman, she will tell you whether it's generous or stingy. that is what is keeping the Vice-Chancellor alive. Yes, you will see him, you will think he's a wealthy man. No, he's a wealthy man from God. Anytime he wants, the wealth comes. Not that he has wealth accumulated, but because the more you give, the more God gives. That is the description of Vice-Chancellor. Yes.
The reservoir of knowledge.
Reservoir of knowledge. You have seen his CV. Every time they say, "Can I bring your CV?" I want to go and look at this one. Even this morning I was battling with my CV, but there's no way I can make my CV look like this one. He's an achiever, yes.
He's a highly compassionate leader.
Very compassionate. I like that word. Very compassionate, even to his family. Yes, go and see the way he treats his family. The next thing he takes, most importantly in his life, is his family. Yes, I'm not going to stop. Are you crazy? Yesterday, the Vice-Chancellor kept people till 6 o'clock. Yes, builder of men. Builder of men. Yes, he's a builder of men and women. And the builder of everything. Sir, we are grateful. They have been warning me, but just to tell you that this is what you are. At least somebody would have said something negative. They are not afraid, but it is just exactly what you are. Ask anybody, that is exactly what they will say about you. We are grateful for always considering our faculty. Particularly myself, I'm most grateful for always giving me the opportunity to learn from. Each time I listen to you, I learn. But in the process of learning, I also shiver. Maybe I will tell you in the office that each time you are talking and you are referring to a professor, don't look at my side. I shiver. This man, I told them yesterday, I said it's easy referring to me, but I will search my conscience thoroughly. I will see that I will not do those things you are saying. So that I will be okay. But still again, I'm not happy because my colleagues are the ones being referred to. So since I came at the faculty of dean of the faculty, we have had a lot of changes directly because of your impact. We have grown, we have developed. The number of our academic staff has increased. Some of them have returned from study, so the number and the quality have improved. So all those things you are saying, our own is a little bit milder than other departments. Because very soon, I was telling you yesterday that next 3 years, if God leave us all alive and some of them are not gone, we will have one of the highly developed faculty and departments in terms of the quality of staff. With the coming of public and hiring of senior people, are starting to become senior people. We have about 15 to 16 PhD in the faculty. So they don't need to go anywhere again, and we can use them. We can pair them with professors, resource persons we are talking about. We have about 4 professors, 2 full professors and 2 leaders. Maybe next year. This year I wanted to plead, I didn't tell you, I wanted to plead for 2 or 3 of them, if there is anything like accelerated, to be promoted to leader. But I checked the criteria, as you know where I do, I just said, let me allow time. If you discover it yourself, maybe in one form, you say, anybody who has done this, you have it. We will give you 1-step promotion. I say, I have 3 or 4. So we are grateful. So in terms of staff, and also the non-academic staff, we have always been lucky. 1 or 2 occasions where we had 2 or 3 people that we have grudges against them, we have requested that the registrar should take them away. And sometimes we try to guide, insinuate to the registrar that let the person go and get in a very cool place. Once we said that, we just don't want to expose the person. We just want you to know that this person is not palatable and he should be checked, he should be looked at. So we have done. Otherwise, all the non-academic staff of the faculty are hardworking people, are quite silent while you have mentioned in each of the 10 that we have not done. We are going to implement it. The heads of department, there are 6 of them now. Very soon we will take away this master. He has been acting as a procurement. So we'll meet in a management meeting and suggest we have capable hands now who can take over as the substantive head of department. Just like the black cap chief. In Igbo they have red cap, he has black cap. I don't know why he's wearing black. His leadership is not recognized. So just like him, he's doing very well in PIM. And anybody in management can be a head of department of procurement, marketing, finance, and business administration. So we are going to look at them. Some of them very fine ones that we would have also recommended. They are not senior people. So in order not to demoralize the senior people, we will always go for the senior people and then ask them to sort for assistance from the younger ones who have experience. On that note, we are very grateful, sir. We are looking forward to this kind of meeting always. To my colleagues, I'm grateful. So all of us, without exception, except, I can't say except, because we are all here. About 41 of us, academic and non-academic, all of us are here. Dr. Obola, you know him very well. He has been your mentee from Beshua and also my colleague from He's the only person that we are meeting with him in this faculty, and the members of faculty of admin, faculty of public admin. Department of Public Admin. Yeah, I'm following the ABUs because in the ABU they have faculty of administration and they have faculty of management sciences. So except those coming from public administration, that we have not sat with you under the faculty of management. Any other person here we have, they have been the faculty members. Thank you very much. Finally, we pray to God Almighty to give you the strength, the wisdom, capacity, all those things people say about you, to be sustainable and also pave way for you to be able to be admitted into that field also. Thank you very much.
Section. But before we go, it's very important we say the closing prayer. An individual closing prayer. Amen. Have a nice day ahead.